Any technical things on your side? Like, how do you bring like now you do a lot of coaching with like CFOs, CEOs. How do you, and imagine like for coaching to work effectively, the relationship really has to be good, like from the get-go. Any specific tactics that like like from coaching world that you would use or that you could recommend other people could use and as they're building relationships with people?
Well, first of all, build relationships one-on-one using the techniques we described. But a really great tactic is to be the glue for helping them create their own networks as well. So once you get good at understanding that the power of the network is everything, then ask permission to bring the one-on-one people you have a relationship with to, would you mind if I introduce you to somebody else and let's have a group conversation here? Because here's the thing. Having group conversations is way more powerful than having one-on-one conversations. And everyone seems to me, at least the pattern matching I've done, is so appreciative when you can expand their network with your network and vice versa. And so always remembering that you've got other people that are smarter than you and saying, why don't we bring this person into the conversation, that person conversation? Guess what? Next time you have a conversation one-on-one to do back to the one-on-one thing, they're going to remember that you're always bringing somebody else to the conversation and how valuable that connection is. So I guess that's the tip or trick for me is it's not always one-on-one. It's how can everyone help everyone, right?
Yeah. And I would say like other tactically is like just interact with, not that certain people are low quality, but just be very deliberate about who you spend time with and who you help and connect, right? So I want to be very open with my network, but I want to make sure that that person is the right person to give that connection to. And so like, Jim and I worked with the now CTO of Facebook, like Shrep. We've known him for 20 years. It's like, there's plenty of people that say like, hey, can I get an intro to Shrep? But like, you want to be very selective about like what, like that doesn't mean you just do anything everyone asks. Like you just have to be selective in how you apply that, because a good way to burn your network is to like make kind of bullshit introductions that like waste other people's time. So there's another tactical thing that I would say is like respect other people's time.
Yep.
And like that means like not having to have conversations go way longer, not taking up their time with like weak and like introducing them to people that are probably shouldn't get that level of introduction, and to be just respectful that like they're willing to like spend time with you. And that doesn't necessarily have to be more senior people. That could be even candidates that you're interviewing, to be like, hey, their time is a gift and they're kind of giving it to you, and to always be respectful of that.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that, Dan. And what I resonate with that is it's almost like the empathy question of make sure that when you're introducing people in your network, what's in it for them as well should be in the back of your mind, and be very open and honest about that on both sides. Like, I just don't think, go ahead.
Oh, no, please. No, I think you're right. I don't mean to.
No, I was just going to say, I mean, I think just in general, I think a lot of times I tell people, yeah, I'm not sure that's a great idea to introduce. Can I get an introduction to John Willie or whatever? And it's like, well, I'm not really sure at that stage yet. And I'm very upfront with like, I like to respect John's time. So until we get this to a certain stage that he can do something with, I'm going to hold off on the introduction. I just tell him that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like, you're not ready for that intro yet. Like,
right.
And I've definitely done that with it. And then Patrick, you're welcome to come back for Q&A. But I've definitely had that conversation of, you get one shot at this conversation. And so you need to be ready when you have it, that you could actually kind of take full advantage of it. So like, you should probably go and practice with like a few more people before you go and have that one.